Hey guys, so I've been thinking for a while now about starting a series that's basically a quick wrap up of any interesting or notable J-horror news that came out over the last week or two. A quick and easy place to find what's new, what's coming, and so forth, with a particular focus on movies, games, books, and TV. But hey, if it fits here, I'll include it. So, without further ado, let's head on in and check out some of the last week or so's releases and news. 1. On August 8th, a movie that I've personally been looking forward to will be releasing in Japan. Kinki Chihou no aru basho ni tsuite, or its literal English translation, regarding a certain location in the Kinki region, is based on a novel of the same name that came out in 2023. At any rate, to promote the movie, they invited people who can solve the mystery you see here to a certain place in Tokyo for a mystery bus tour. This tour was limited to 44 people and, as of making this video, no news was released on what actually happened on the tour. Either way, the movie is out in Japan soon, so stay tuned. 2. Video Salon, a magazine that specializes in cinema, video production, etc., is doing a rare Japanese horror special that came out on July 18th. It features interviews with famous talents in the J-horror film sphere such as Shimizu Takashi and Shiraishi Koji, and all sorts of articles on J-horror as it relates to film nowadays. This magazine is only in Japanese, but if you're interested in picking up a copy, check the description for the link. 3. On July 25th, the movie Jikobukken Zoku Kowai Madori was released. This one roughly translates to Stigmatized Property Zoku Scary Layout, and is the second in this particular series written by Matsubara Tanashi, a comedian who lives in one of these so-called stigmatized properties, and wrote books about his actual experiences there. The first movie came out in 2020 and I thought was decent enough, but if you want even more Japanese haunted house horrors, well, here's another one to tide you over. 4. We've got a bunch of horror novel releases over this last week or so, and it's a very busy release week, so let's check them out. There's Zoku Kowai Hong 3 and 4 by none other than Umezu Kazuo, and check out those awesome covers. We have Kaidan Gari Sakasa en Totsu, a bit of a mouthful but roughly translates to Ghost Story Hunting Upside Down Chimney, a collection of short stories by Nakayama Ichiro. Then there's Kumo no Ro Yori Otsurumono, or The Thing That Falls from the Spider's Prison by Hara Ko. This one's about a freelance writer who wants to write an article about some bodies that were found at a campsite. According to legend, these people dug the hole and then jumped in alive under the suggestion of a mysterious woman. I'm going to presume the spider in the title. Then there's Beppin Jigoku, or Beautiful Woman Hell, a story about 7 generations of women from a cursed family and all that entails for them. And finally, Yakodo Kitan, which roughly translates to Night Temple Strange Stories by Tsuguhito. This one's split into 2 books, upper and lower, and is about the eponymous Night Temple, a place that connects people with things. But if your eyes still haven't fallen out of your head yet, there's still more. Gakko no Kaidan ja Monotarinai, School Ghost Stories Aren't Enough, is a collection of 5 short stories by some massively popular authors on the scene right now, including Naito Ryo and Nashi, amongst others. And in case you haven't picked it up yet, Kinki Chihou no aru basho ni tsuite is now available in bunko form for the first time as well, so you can add that to your tiny book library, like I plan to do. 5. A new 4-page manga is now being published for free on Zero Sum Online called Toaru Machi de Okita Hyaku no Kai ni Tsuite. Another mouthful that translates roughly to About 100 Strange Mysteries That Happened in a Certain Town. This one's about Arima Wadachi, a boy with a sixth sense, who gets a call from a classmate who shows him a mysterious video. And the more these two end up hanging out, the more strange things continue to happen around them. This one's only in Japanese so far, but if you're interested, you can find the link in the description. 6. Strap in for a bunch of new physical manga releases as well. A new Hashaku-sama related comic was also released on July 18th. Yachiru-san wa homeru to nobiru. This one translates to Yachiru-san grows when praised. And considering that it's about Hashaku-sama apparently losing height because so many people know about her, I'm gonna guess that title is literal. Anyway, this one has been available online free for a while now, but it's now collected in print for the first time. And the first issue of Mushihime 2 Hiruko, or Insect Princess Hiruko, is also now out. This comic's a sequel to Mushihime, which came out around a decade ago. The synopsis for this one says that Koji, a high school boy, experiences something strange in Shibuya, but he can't remember what it was, just that it felt terribly unpleasant. At the same time, a middle-aged man is seen entering a hotel with a beautiful young girl, but when the girl leaves, the man suddenly goes on a brutal killing spree throughout town. It would seem that Mushihime is back. Yet another new manga was released on July 16th, this one titled Utsuro no Toki, or roughly translated Blank Moment in Time. This is another one you can read for free online, but is now available in print for the first time, and is a collection of various scary short stories. There's also Revival, Toki ga Sakanaboru Shima, or Revival, the island where time goes back. If you step foot on this particular island, you become young again. But once you're there, you can never leave. And because it's summer and everything is releasing, there's also Yurukoa, Muteki no JK ga Shinnei spot ni totsu shimakuru. Totally not a mouthful. Roughly, the invincible high school girls throw themselves into haunted locations. It's about two high school girls who start an occult club at school and go around various creepy places like cursed shrines and abandoned hospitals, so they can write about them for their club. Volume 2 will immediately follow next month. 7. A new horror manga has just started serialization in Big Comic Spirits. Karasunaki Mura, or Cry of the Crow Village, is described as a panic horror set in a mountain village. A father takes his daughter on a bird-watching tour to a certain village to try to cheer her up, but there they find themselves trapped in a nightmare. I've heard this one being described as similar to the Kindaichi case files, so I'm certainly intrigued. 8. In translated news, H.P. Lovecraft's The Color Out of Space, as adapted and illustrated by Tanabe Go, was also just released this month in English. Tanabe has previously released various other works, such as Shadow over Innsmouth and At the Mountains of Madness, so if you're interested in a somewhat Japanese take on these stories, that's translated back into English again, do check them out. Brain Damage by Kago Shintaro also came out on July 15th. This is another collection of 4 short stories that are not for the faint of heart. Kago is known for his body horror and dark humor, so if you're into that sort of thing, again, do check it out. And Ichi the Killer by Yamamoto Hideo is also now out in omnibus format. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this one, so if you don't have this one yet, it's out now, with Volume 2 following this October. 9. In anime news, The Summer Hikaru Died is now airing on Netflix. I haven't seen or read this one yet myself, but it's about a boy who dies and is apparently consumed by an eldritch being who takes over his body and continues living as him, although his best friend quickly realizes his friend is no longer as he seems. If you're watching this one, let me know how it is. 10. A few new game releases for you this week. Iwakutsugi, which involves you investigating stigmatized properties. This one looks right up my alley and is probably something I'll play for the channel soon. And there's also, I don't know how to pronounce this, Necronegate, a survival horror where you have to visit a mansion to find your missing girlfriend, if you're looking for something a little more shooty. 11. And finally, if you're into theatre, House 2, Shichinin no Jibakure, will be playing in Tokyo from August 15th to 23rd. This is also a sequel to the original House that was performed in 2021 and 2022, a horror comedy revolving around two sisters, and I suppose the 7 Jibakure stuck in a house with them. Now, I don't expect every week will be quite this jam-packed with releases, as this is our first roundup and, of course, it's summer, the traditional time to get all your horror stuff out in Japan. But I'll try to put these out as regularly as Japan keeps releasing horror stuff for us, probably on alternating Fridays to Kawabana. I'd also like to use this as an opportunity to open up the comments for a sort of free-for-all Friday, where you guys can discuss what you're currently watching, reading, etc. So, let me know down below. And if there's anything you know of that's not mentioned in this video, please feel free to drop it in the comments below too. But until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you again in the next video.